This is Average Sports.
By your average guys,
Eric.
and Ty. That would be so bad.
Yeah. This is Average Sports.
Your average sports.
Average Sports.
Thanks for tuning into another episode
You're
of
listening to Average Sports with your average guys.
Average Sports, average guys, Eric and Ty.
Hey, oh yeah.
There we are.
There we are. Here we
Thanks
are.
for another episode.
It is Average Sports with your average guys, Eric and Ty. Glad to have you guys tuning in here. It is episode 12 of season 4, and that must mean we're about halfway through the year, Eric, and that also meant it was All-Star break for the MLB.
It was.
What'd you think? Did you watch any of that?
I watched a little bit of the home run derby.
Just a little bit? Okay.
It gets a little bit repetitive, but I watched a little bit of it.
It's a lot of home runs.
And I turned it off.
Okay.
Same with the regular All-Star game. Watched a couple innings and prominently turned it off. I don't need to sit there and watch the whole thing, man. That's just...
I did on this one because there was a good
I'll
drama
catch the
building
highlights.
up to it. Shohei was not in it after the first round, so you stick around for that for sure. But what was neat to see is that there were so many first-time All-Stars, and that was also true in the home run derby. There were a bunch of dudes that you're just like not that familiar with if you're kind of an average watcher of baseball. So I thought that was kind of cool to see some of this talent that was mashing the ball. I mean, it was flying in Coors Field. Pretty cool.
Well, I mean, it should.
It should.
Coors Field.
Off the scoreboard, though, and that thing is huge. That thing is in far out there. So
Yeah, that's a
I
big
think
shot.
the farthest home run went 540 feet.
That is a long ways. Even
cool.
by Coors Field standards, that is a long ways.
Yeah, so the home run derby was all right. I enjoyed it. The next day was the All-Star game. I like that less, I have to say. Just as soon as the American League got the lead, they held on to it. That was it.
I mean, it's just another day in the life of the All-Star game. The American League wins again.
Pretty much.
I think they had a streak of 10, and then the National League finally won one, and now they're on a 8-game win streak.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the AL seems to predominantly dominate.
Yeah, and if
the
you're a
All-Star
fan
game.
of a lot of AL teams, then maybe that's kind of fun, but...
Yeah, I haven't really been into the All-Star game in just years. In any sport, it doesn't matter. I'm not really watching that.
All right, well, let's leave that to rest then.
Okay.
That happened, and baseball's back. So
It is,
NHL, though, I don't think we've talked about the NHL Finals since we've recorded.
No.
So congrats going out to two-time in a row. What?
Back
to
to
back.
back.
There we go.
They're actually 3-time.
They are 3-time. You're right. And they have a 3-time Cup winner.
They do.
In a row.
St. Louis's own.
Wow.
Patty Maroon.
Patty Maroon.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to that guy.
Okay, so real interesting. I mean, and this is just maybe more of a local thing. I heard it on the radio several times that Pat Maroon won 3 Stanley Cups in a row.
Yeah.
And anybody that follows hockey knows that he's just not the stat guy. Like his nickname is the Big Rig. Like he's a fourth line, sometimes a third line kind of energy guy. Some people are saying, if he wins his 3rd cup, he's going to be a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. And I about choked on the coffee or the water I was drinking. I was like, that's no way. I mean, dude, what camp are you in there?
It's still a team sport. You can always it takes the whole team to win the championship. So,
but Hall of
depends,
Famer?
where was he stacking? You'd have to look at his stats for that year and
His
of
stats
course the
are
last 3 years.
He's not a stat guy. I mean, he maybe scores a handful of goals.
Right.
I mean, he had that great goal in Game 7 for the Blues. Against the Dallas Stars in overtime that sent him to the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
So, I mean, he has scored some
Can
big
you
goals,
make
but,
it to a Hall of Fame for just being a big moment guy? And then that's it. But
not at all.
Yeah,
no way.
It's got to be a career thing to be in the Hall of Fame. That's what it's about.
And I can't say the Blues would have won their first cup ever without him. I can't say that the Lightning would have won the cup last year without him. I mean, he's just he's a super important guy to them. But Hall of Fame.
So,
guys,
come
on, let's be real.
Wins above replacement, the WAR stat in baseball. Is there something like that?
Yeah.
in hockey?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And Eric doesn't care enough to even.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're going to gloss by that one then, too.
Yeah.
But a shout out to the Lightning. Shout out to Maroon. That's pretty good stuff. How about, though, the NBA Finals? It's a series, dude. Are you watching? Are you getting into it?
Yeah. I watched the end of the game the other night. I was out to dinner.
The end of the game. Look at it. Are just sports are just like, meh.
No, I was out to dinner with a client. It was not a place that had a TV in it. So we finished up. I went back to the hotel and walked across the street from the hotel and caught the last quarter and a half of the game. It was wonderful. Suns were up for a fair amount of that, and then the Bucks came back.
Yeah. That's what was exciting. That the Bucks, Milwaukee was able to get in there in that fourth quarter, take a little bit of a lead, and hold on to it. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm excited to see now how no team is lost at home yet, so we're still holding ground.
So even though it's the momentum is easy to say, or it appears it's all gone Milwaukee, at the same time, it's swinging back to the south. It's going to the valley.
Momentum when the home team has won.
Right.
And there's no momentum swing until an away team has won.
I cannot wait for Game 5. That's going to be high energy. That's going to be intense.
Super excited for that.
Something good's going to happen in that game. Definitely got to watch that one. So going from basketball over to NFL, we're going to talk about some of the Lightning standings. That's going to be our Lightning standings. And, too soon power rankings. So we'll get to that here later in the episode. But some unfortunate news, something we should touch on. I think a lot of people have been hearing this because it's really mainstream headline right at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Sherman, man, what's up? Do we know that much in terms of detail? Or
yeah, I mean, there is some detail to it. He's been charged with, I think, 5 misdemeanors.
Right. Including resisting arrest. And that's
resisting arrest.
Sucks, too.
Intoxication, breaking and entering, or burglary. I'm not sure.
Right.
Those always confuse me. But the video, I guess a Ring doorbell video was released. I saw it pop up on my scroll. I was like, man, I'm not watching that. It's just not.
But we don't know. Do we know the context of what got him to that place?
I don't.
He's clearly not in a good place.
Yeah.
And so we hope for the best for him. Is it likely that his career's over? I think there's a good chance, right?
I mean, maybe he's getting up there for especially for a cornerback. I mean, I could see him signing somewhere. He was already a free agent, hadn't been signed. So, someone's going to end up with an injury. These are misdemeanors. These aren't seeming like they're going to be huge deals, but I mean, I guess we'll have to kind of wait to see for more.
He's going to have to get his head in the right place too, and who knows? Maybe he just doesn't have the motivation, the passion to go play anymore either. So.
But I mean, if a team's going to end up with injuries in the secondary and training camp, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a call to be like, "Yeah, come on out, man! Like, we need some help." So,
okay.
I can see that happening. So
I like the reaction.
Yeah, I mean, and before we move on really to the topic of our episode, I have a really good thing here for you. So, and that is a Would You Rather. And I got 2 of them for you.
Okay.
Specifically because of something special that happened to you.
Something special?
But we're going to start with a very simple one. Would you rather be a superhero or a wizard?
Why did either of those things happen to me?
No. None of those happened to you. It's the next one. But would you rather be a superhero or a wizard?
What kind of superhero?
Your choice.
What kind of wizard?
Your choice.
Well, then what's the difference?
I mean, like,
is there a difference?
You're a wizard.
You can.
Ty.
I want to be a super wizard then. Can I pick that one?
So, I mean, you could be Gandalf, or you could be
Gandalf's got some moves.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the thing with you can also go really extreme on a superhero and say Superman, who can do anything.
Yeah.
He shoots lasers from his eyes, and you can't shoot him.
I mean, it's faster than a speeding bullet.
It's faster.
Jump a building in a single bound.
Sure. And a heck of a nice guy.
Yeah. It's amazing that no one's ever realized what he looks like without glasses.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a superhero sounds like a lot of work. So I'm going to go with wizard. That's the selfish move. You don't have to be, because as a superhero, your obligation is to benefit society. Not that I don't care about my fellow man. However, I would just want to hang out and make some.
Yeah. what I really like about this question is it says superhero, but the way I think about it is superpowers.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather be like an anti-hero where I just kind of do what I want, and if it benefits me, then I'm all in.
Kind of like that Will Smith movie.
You're Hancock.
You want to be Hancock?
But more kind of like a Deadpool. Like he's kind of an anti-hero. He's kind of really only out for himself.
He's still got to go out and like do stuff.
Yeah, but it's all for himself. It's all self-fulfilling, which is fine.
Yeah, I'll do that as a wizard.
I want to be that kind of like super. You're right, man. I don't want the pressure to sit there and be Captain America and
indeed.
Have all this, weight on. It's like, nah, man, that doesn't interest me. That doesn't sound like fun at all.
Yeah. What's
Can't
the next
use my powers for good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second one is, would you rather be attacked by every bee that ever sees you for the rest of your life?
Oh, I see.
Or have every dog and cat see you run away and hate you for the rest of your life?
Well, Eric's bringing this one up because I have recently been stung by a bee.
Your hand is
My hand is blown up right now. It's blowing up. I don't want to be stung every time I encounter. Do you know how many flying insects you run into?
Well, first of all, let's also clarify. You can't be stung by every bee that sees you because you are a beekeeper.
Well, that would be a problem.
It would be a huge problem for you.
Yeah, I'd blow up like a Turkey Day balloon, man.
I got to be honest. I love dogs and cats, but I would never, ever want to be stung.
No, I think that's a pretty easy one. I'd be fine with dogs and cats running away.
Yeah.
It would be a tougher call if it was the same that every time you encountered a cat or a dog, they attack you.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I think I might take a bee.
Like, I'm staying inside.
Yeah, so it's just miserable.
Never going outside ever again.
All right. Well, let's hop into our topic because it's about big time sports.
Yes.
The Olympics, man.
Oh, it's coming, man. This week.
Finally happening.
This week.
Yes, coming up. Tokyo, of course. It is billed as the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Mm-hmm. Got all the events, all the athletes that we were pretty much expecting. I don't know that there was really any significant drop-off, at least from like Team USA, other than the controversy behind the sprinter. I can't remember her name.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah, thank you. Which, that's a joke. I think it's really too bad that she can't perform her athletic prowess. But it should be exciting. I'm ready for it. It's going to be a little weird, too, I think, to see that there are still some restrictions in place. There's not going to be many fans in attendance.
No fans now.
No fans? I thought it was still nationals.
Nope, they rolled it back to zero fans.
So that's what we're talking about, like what to expect from the Olympics. Give me plenty of TV coverage. And and
we'll get to see Bob Costas again. Maybe he has pink eye again. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see. But yeah, I'm super excited. I really like the Summer Olympics. I'm excited to see opening ceremonies and kind of what that feel is really going to be like.
Yeah, that's going to be very strange. I mean, starting with that, what do we know about?
I don't know anything about what the opening ceremonies are going to be.
It's not going to be Beijing. We know that. It's not 2008 this time.
No, I mean, those are some pretty good opening ceremonies.
That was a really good one. Yeah.
I do remember watching those. Man, that was cool. But as far as like what they'll specifically be in Tokyo, I don't know. I'm just excited for them. I am ready to watch some Summer Olympic coverage and get down to it.
Just get into it, yeah.
And as far as like what I'm expecting, I'm expecting some big things from Japan. You always kind of get that home country boost that they will certainly win on average more medals than they have in the past. During the summer games. I'm not sure what that percentage of medal boost is, but I do expect them to perform better than they normally have, which is great. I do also expect the United States to obviously perform pretty well. That in athletics, the United States typically does pretty good overall. I know that they always seem to be at the top of the medal count, so I would expect nothing less here.
Yeah, and how's Team USA basketball doing?
Man, I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about that because all I've been hearing is Stephen A. Smith bitch and complain like Stephen A. Smith does.
Well, that's his brand.
Oh my God, he's the worst. That's the worst. I'm sorry, we're not here to dog on Stephen A. Smith, but it's the absolute worst.
But you're going to take your shot, yeah.
No, man, I got to be honest, man. I mean, I don't see why these are exhibition games. Yeah, they should have beaten, they
lost to Australia recently.
And who is the team? It's like now on the tip of my tongue, and I can't figure it out. That they lost to. That was super embarrassing.
I bet it was a country that they lost to.
Well, it was a country. That is a fact.
Yeah.
I can't even remember, but I mean, it just seems so unimportant to me that it's not an official game for them.
Yeah.
It does take them some time to gel. And I do expect them to perform better in the Olympics. But, everyone's like, oh, this is the worst loss ever in the history